Welcome to the Word from the Ancient Path. Stories for the journey from Ancient Path Ministries. I'm your host, Pastor Kevin Jobe. It is our hope to bring encouragement and blessing to you through stories of how God works extraordinary things through ordinary people called to the work of bringing good news, connecting in Christ, and building the kingdom. Hey, welcome. We're in the 6th season of the Word from the Ancient Path, and as I explained earlier on this season, producing these episodes is in response to a Father's Day gift that I got from two of our daughters last year, and they wanted to know my story. And all of the kids are a part of that, so we've spent the last 5 weeks talking about God's creative work in each of them. And so I think today the obvious next step is to give a little airtime to their mom, who just happens to be my greatest human gift, and she's the curator of the Jobe Gallery, as it were. So here we go. Proverbs 31, 10 to 12 says, "A wife of noble character, who can find? She's worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of his life." And, everybody starts here, don't they? It kind of seems cliche, actually, but it's a beautiful passage. And by the end of it, if you read the whole thing, you start to understand the ideal woman of the 10th century BC. But a lot of it does still translate. And the good stuff in there, it applies to my sweetness. But our life together has a lot more humor and probably more struggle than any straightforward royal love poem can express. Now, when we first met, Tonni was 19, I was 22, and we worked a band camp together, and honestly, neither of us paid much attention to the other. I did remember that unique name, though. The next couple of years, I saw her sporadically, but how I looked at her each time was changing. She still didn't notice me much, but I was noticing her. So when Tonni was 22, I was taking over the band program where we had met. And a friend of ours told me that Tonni was looking for color guard work, and so wisely I hired her. And my first image of what would become our life together is this tremendously beautiful blue-eyed blonde with an amazing smile, just relaxing with our band staff on the first night of camp. Now, a friend of mine, already married, he looked at me that night and he said, "Tonni's a nice name." I said, "Yeah, it's a really nice name, and she's out of my league." But the following summer, we were married. Now, a lot of guys marry up, but nobody marries up as far as I did. Tonni is a nice name, and now our names are forever joined. Now, there's a lot of story in the first years that we spent together. Maybe at some point I'll share some of it, but since we've been looking at all of us Jobes as a family, I'm just going to skip ahead into our life together as parents, which has been an often challenging, sometimes heart-wrenching, but nearly always funny and joyous ride. The day we left the hospital with our firstborn Gracie, the first music on my mixtape in the car was The Great Adventure by Stephen Curtis Chapman. Saddle up your horses, we got a trail to blaze to the wild blue yonder of God's amazing grace. So Job kids, this next part is for you specifically, and I hope you get a laugh out of it. Because today I went looking through some old writings that I had given to my sweetness over the years, and I found a really great compliment to the Proverbs 31 passage. Now, I wrote this to Tonni on Mother's Day, 2007, when the kids were 8, 5, 3, 3, and 2. And so this is a day in the life of a dad to 5, and an appreciation of the mom who keeps the whole thing from blowing apart. So here are my words to the best mother in the world on that day, and hopefully it's cool with Tonni that I'm sharing this. Here's what I wrote to her. I said, "My sweetness, there is no better time to appreciate you as the mother of our children than on a day like today. For posterity's sake here, my love, let me remind you that you left at 7:30 this morning to go to a craft show, and so I've been dispatched to the house with all 5 of our precious babies, and it's about 2:15 p.m. right now. Now, since you left, it's gone like this. 1 has questioned everything I've said or done, begged to have lunch outside, and then criticized the timing of my lunch right up until the moment that it was served, but at least didn't actually complain about the lunch. She needed to know if thumbs were fingers because Hannah told her that they weren't. She asked for Crystal Light 95 times. Okay, maybe 94. Asked for popsicles a dozen times. I gave up early on that one and needed to go outside faster than I could accommodate her and was not pleased to have to stay in the backyard with the boy while I changed over the laundry. One of them, a sidekick to that other one, was left in charge of oversight of the babies while I took a shower. This, of course, caused babies to be everywhere they did not belong, including eventually one of them in the bathroom with a razor. Now, all of this was between the meltdown that she had during the discussion of being mean to one of her siblings and the decision to use the boy's potty seat, which is entirely too small and which became covered in, well, let's just say poop to be polite because this is Mother's Day. And then it was smeared all over and left for the next person to find. So this one is at least already cleaned up, as I figured that where there's poop, there must be a dirty source. You'd have been proud of how I didn't kill this one, or even freak out. One was generally being a model citizen today until as I'm typing these words, said person dumped the recycling bin down the back steps. And now this one is whining a lot about going someplace called Genie's. And actually, I think that this one might be breaking down completely on my arm right this minute while you're trying to sleep off a headache upstairs. Another one was in a really great humor and well-behaved and happy all morning. This one is my favorite today. And the last one was Grumpella. Oops, gave that one away, didn't I? Anyway, all morning, clearly having not slept enough last night. This was the one covered with soap holding a razor when the big two were supposed to be on duty. Hopefully a nap is going to fix this one for the day. Somehow, through all of that, we finished putting together a little setup of Mother's Day surprises. You got verbal affirmation from your kids as your place as the world's best mommy in front of the neighbors. And I got 2 loads of laundry done, emptied the trash, ran the dishwasher, ran the vacuum, and managed to get in a shave and shower in spite of all of my helpers. It's 2:30 in the afternoon right now, and honey, I'm done. And you do this every day. And I love you for it. I don't know how you do it, but I love you for it. I loved you before you did this, and I'd love you anyway. And I may get to have some more frequent love for you when they're all grown up and gone, but that's another story. Never mind. Anyway, but there's something very special about you as the mother of our kids. I hope that every day I can have enough sense to remind you that your kids are amazing in spite of what you might have just read, and that they are so because of the love and the guidance of one of the most amazing and beautiful specimens of womanhood and motherhood on this planet. And that, my dear, is you. What an incredible blessing it is to share this parenting experience with you. So that's what I wrote to her that day. A wild blue yonder of God's amazing grace. Friend, no man has ever shared it with a better partner. My sweetness is the best. Your wife may be of noble character. I hope she is. I hope she is, but nobody's going to marry as far up as I did. Next week, we're going to be off on another great adventure, so I'm going to leave you next week with an encore audio-only episode, and I hope that it blesses you. Take care. We'll see you soon. Visit our website, ancientpathministries.org, to learn more about what we do and how you can join us through prayer, mission trips, networking, and financial partnership. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Ancient Path Ministries. This is Pastor Kevin Jobe speaking to you for Ancient Path Ministries. Until next time, may God bless you abundantly. Go and be the church.